What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, talking today about Fallout 76, because it may have turned out that Bethesda lied to us about this game in a very different way than any of us could have expected. So what am I getting into? Well, in case you've been living under a rock, Fallout 76, ever since launch, has suddenly had two big groups that are very interested in it. There are the people who are still playing it every single day, obsessed with it, trying to get every secret, every clue, and maybe even mod it to be a better game. And then there's the secondary group. People like me. Those of us who bought the game, played it at launch, and realized that it kinda sucks. And a big reason for this is because the game is very, very empty. One of the most experimental and strange ideas of the project is that it is literally empty. There are no NPCs. Every person you see in the entire world of Fallout 76 is another player. There are no non-player characters. And this is a huge issue because Bethesda games are great because of the NPCs. The primary reason that Bethesda has become so famous when it comes to the development style is because they end up writing and creating some very interesting characters for you to encounter. Heroes and villains that have a really good dialogue and interesting motivations. People like Mr. House in Fallout New Vegas. Somebody like Three Dog, the DJ that you encounter in Fallout 3. Or somebody just like the settlers and survivors that you encounter throughout the course of Fallout 4 and its base building mechanics. That is what makes the world seem alive. There's this real genuine spark of creativity in each of these people that have been put within the universe. And the fact that none of these people exist in Fallout 76 is a giant detriment. But what's really weird is that Bethesda has claimed that this is better overall, that this was their master plan from the beginning. They just really seem like they're going, hey, okay, so it seems weird that the world is empty and that you guys are by yourselves, but look at all these cool journal entries, and look at all these cool quest lines that hint about the idea of a bigger world, and it just doesn't work. This was obviously a very bad move, and something that I think that they're going to try and go back on at some point. And so while people are trying to figure out what's coming next, there have been a lot of people who are still playing the game every single day, trying to find everything they can. Every quest, every hidden item, every secret within the code of Fallout 76. And some of this stuff has led to them taking less than conventional means of discovering it. Now I'm going to be honest, what I'm about to tell you and what I'm about to show you is very likely going to get this video deleted by Bethesda. So do me a favor, and if you would, give this video a like because it's probably going to disappear before this weekend's over. So what am I talking about? Well, people have managed to discover a developer room. Now, this exists in almost every single game you can imagine. Even something like Final Fantasy VII or something like World of Warcraft. These have developer rooms. The purpose of them is basically, while the people are designing the game, they need a very empty space to tinker with stuff. It's usually really basic things like putting a chair in and making sure that it understands the physics and gravity, or dropping nukes. Doing things like having people come up and talk to each other, NPCs interacting with each other, or testing out a machine gun. This is so that they can tinker with the programming of specific items or characters while the rest of the developers are actually building the levels. I mean, let's face it, creating a giant digital world is a huge task, so you need separate teams working on separate things. Well, somebody actually managed to get into the developer room of Fallout 76. Actually, a lot of people have. And what's strange is that within it are a lot of items and a lot of things that were not released. Now, they may be coming out in a future patch, nobody's sure, but there's actually boxes, crates, different items that are retrievable in schematic form. These are actually unreleased things that are within this box. Now that alone is pretty peculiar and shows that they're definitely still trying to come out with tons and tons of stuff, but what sparks my interest the most is the fact that there is an NPC in this room. The only NPC in all of Fallout 76. And what's really bizarre is He has a name. He has programming. His name is Wooby, and Wooby just kind of stands in the corner with his hands up, looking like he's ready to punch you in the face, and you can kill him. You can actually attack him, he'll flee, he'll try and get away. And what's really, really special about this is because it shows something very, very unique is going on here. Typically, if you're trying to test out weapons or something, you do spawn an enemy, but I don't think that that's what this guy is for. There are some hackers out there who are speculating that Wooby's only purpose is to be in the developer room to be shot. That way the developers can go on there and basically get out a huge sniper rifle or something and shoot Wooby in the head over and over again to make sure all of it's working. I do not believe this is the case. I do not at all. And the reason why is because it would be much more efficient to shoot something like a Deathclaw or a zombie, something that's already programmed to stand there and take bullets, and will also have a lot more health than Wooby. Now, what's extra special about this, in my opinion, is the fact that Wooby has programming. He reacts to being shot. This is typically not the case if you're making a placeholder character. If you're just trying to make somebody who's just going to be T-posing in a corner, you just make them a blank canvas. A lot of times it's actually somebody who's just naked standing in a corner because it doesn't really matter. They're just there to try and simulate things around them. But that's not the case with Wooby. He is a real character that is really in the game's code and has AI programming, which makes me think that this is actually an upcoming initiative. I truly believe that what's about to happen is we're going to see Bethesda beginning to backpedal. Because keep in mind, since the very start of all the talk surrounding Fallout 76, they've been very clear about the fact that they will never introduce NPCs. It will always be a player-only world. If you want to make a story, you gotta make it with friends. That's kind of just their big concept that they keep trying to drill down on. This, in my opinion, is starting to show that the winds are changing. I fully expect Wooby is the first of an upcoming project. I'm gonna guess that what they're going to do is have some NPCs appear, maybe as something very subtle to start. Just 2 or 3 quest givers in an in-game area as a reward for those who beat every other piece of content. Something that's basically going to become a big part of motivation. Something to make it where, hey, there's this cool carrot on a stick. But over time, they're going to start trying to expand and introduce even more NPCs. Now, why would they do this? Why would they go back on it and basically make all their current marketing a lie? Because they need more players. The biggest issue going down right now is that Bethesda was betting on 76 being a bombshell release, and it absolutely was not. A lot of the speculative sales numbers right now are abysmally low. It looks like it probably sold less than maybe 1.5 million copies, if even 1 million. Now let me be clear, that is abysmally low. Bethesda is a giant company and they're currently expanding at a rapid rate. They're purchasing more studios, they're getting more developers, and they're trying to roll it all into one giant snowball. Something that can make it where they can create more games faster. Fallout 76 needed to be a hit in order to fund all their other stuff. I mean, that's part of the reason that they have so many freaking microtransactions in this game. The Atom Store is very clearly what's supposed to fuel all the downloadable content. I think that right now, they are secretly in panic mode. I think there's a lot of developers sitting around in board meetings right now going, "Oh, F, we screwed up so bad. Okay, go to the forums. What does everybody want? Oh, they're just talking about NPCs. Okay, go to the subreddit. What do the subreddit want? Oh man, they just want NPCs." We need to change, and we need to change now. Wooby is the first brick in the wall. You're going to be seeing him very, very soon, although hopefully not with that really stupid name. Despite this though, I'm actually still a little bit interested in how they're going to handle this. I'm somebody who up until now has really not enjoyed Fallout 76, but I'm optimistic that it could get the No Man's Sky treatment, a complete revitalization a year into it, or 2 years into it. And if that ends up happening, I think it'll be very, very good for Fallout fans. It would be neat if we got to have a chance to have a real Fallout game with actual lore and actual characters and actual Brotherhood of Steel dudes running around with machine guns. All of that together in a multiplayer experience, especially if it keeps getting these big discounts. I mean, imagine getting a 100-hour-long version of Fallout 3 with multiplayer for $10. That'll be a great steal, but until then, it's still a little bit of a ripoff. I'm still just so, well, weirded out. Bethesda seems like they don't exactly know what they're doing anymore, but this could be their chance to learn and reflect and realize that the gamer is still king. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. What do you think about this? Is it something that's very interesting to you, the fact that they actually are hiding NPCs in Fallout 76, or do you think that this is just some leftover code of them trying to recycle Fallout 4 to make this game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. I'll be honest, I am genuinely afraid that Bethesda is going to delete this video. Bethesda, please don't delete this video. I'm just showing some screenshots. If you even go into this developer area, they actually delete your account. Like, your Fallout 76 account gets deleted if you go in here. So clearly, they don't want anybody seeing this. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, you know, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.